Okay, welcome everybody to tonight's Leaner for Life week 5. We made it. We made it through the whole shebang. And I'll get my screen up so then we can see what we're doing. And just let me know as you're coming in that you can hear us okay. Let me know, where are you coming from? Where are you watching from? More is what we should ask. And Montreal, hello, fellow Canadian. Good to see you, Diane. All right. Well, let's jump in and get rolling. So today is the last of our, let me just change my screen here. I kind of did something wonky. So one sec here. There we go. Now I can see. Now I can see what I'm doing. Watching from the boat. Ah, Phyllis, I love that you're watching from the boat. Okay. So today we are on week 5 and we're covering fitness and exercise. And we have a very special guest who's going to talk about this today. She is one of the most amazingly fit women, and she did a really cool challenge at the conference in Las Vegas, a running challenge, and I'm pretty sure her team won too. So
Oh.
yeah, they did. So in week 1, let's just do a quick recap of what we covered. So week 1, we covered the Shaklee 7-Day Healthy Cleanse. We learned about the why and how to do a healthy cleanse with Debbie Miller. And a cleanse that could also guarantee us success in detoxification. So we covered why a cleanse, the benefits of a gentle 7-day healthy cleanse, the how-tos, and the supporting supplements. In week 2, we discussed the difference between the Prove It Challenge and the Shaklee 180 program. We talked about Shaklee's products that are safe, always green, and work. The Shaklee 180 kit, we covered the Prove It Challenge, and we talked about the difference between the PIC versus Shaklee 180. In week 3, our very own Maura did a great demo of some healthy smoothie recipes, and she did the Tropicolata, the very berry beet blend, back to basics banana, and a couple if you want the recipes for those. They are in the Wellness Center under Wellness Files. If you're not sure how to get there, get with the person who invited you to this event and they will show you how to get them. In week 4, we covered some healthy recipes for those meals that you need to make your own. So we did Bill's Gazpacho from Nidra Sar's program, which is my personal favorite. We did a spicy carrot and lentil curry, New Orleans jambalaya, a chia seed pudding, and black bean brownies. And we also had Peggy Allen share a little bit about the psychology behind eating and why we eat and how we gauge when we're full, and because that's just as important as having the healthy recipes. So today we are talking about how to exercise properly for weight loss. And as I said before, we have a very, very special guest. Our very own Nadya Tatsch is going to come and share some very key fundamentals if you're starting a fitness regime, and how to do it in a way that is safe but is also effective. So Nadya, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. How is everyone doing? You can't see me being fit, but yes, I am. All right. And before we start talking about the weight loss and the exercise and all the fitness area here, my question to you is, what is your goal? Do you actually have a clear goal? When I'm talking about the goals, I'm talking about measurable results. What do you want to achieve and by when? So this is our first slide that we talk about. And once you have your clear goal, really know your why. Why do you want to achieve what you're striving to achieve? Is it really your goal, or it's your doctor's goal, your spouse's goal? And when you define your why, really dig deep enough, where I usually say, find your why that makes you cry. Something that really inspires you. Maybe someone interesting enough that we find doing for someone more inspiring, more motivating than doing it for ourselves. So make sure it's big enough and powerful enough for you to reach your goal. I often hear, so I can play with my grandchildren, so I can be more, so I can be active and travel and hike where I want to hike and not half and puff just walking. Or I just want to live longer, healthier, and enjoy my children getting married. So something that's really, really, really inspiring to you. And you see here on the slide, for healthy weight loss, sometimes I hear I want to lose 100 pounds, and then you realize, well, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon healthy lifestyle. So let's not think about it, I'm going to do it 7 days a week, diet, fitness, I'm going to reach my goal. How are you going to sustain it? So let's look at it as it's a long journey to healthier you every day. Healthy weight loss is 2 pounds per week when you include exercise and diet. Okay. All right. So my second point is there are really stages, especially when we just start something new, whether we are starting a new habit of healthy eating, new habit of exercise. The body is a creature of habit, and it goes through stages of adjusting to something new. Do you agree with that? The first stage you see on the bottom is introductory phase. So let's kind of start going towards the fitness here. Introductory phase, depending whether you've done it in the past or not, and how well your body is conditioned. So we're really just building foundation. We're learning proper techniques if we talk about the fitness. Body adapts to something new, including the fitness, especially if it's a new program. Maybe you've done just walking on the treadmill for a while, or maybe you've done just machines and now you want to include a different fitness program. So it's still something new for your body. So it takes from 2 to 4 weeks. Usually if you see it's like a triangle, the bottom of this triangle is the biggest. It might take longer than 4 weeks, might take 6 weeks, and it's very challenging emotionally and physically. This is the stage where you will find yourself when you wake up and your mind is telling you, don't you get up, you're okay, it's warmer in bed, it's cold here in Dallas, it's really raining, don't you do this, you're fine. So mentally and emotionally, the stage will be hard enough. But don't you worry, you know that there is a second stage coming. It's called results phase. Do you see it? Period depends on your goal. This is encouraging stage because that's where you start seeing your results, especially if you're doing the appropriate program. And I love our Prove It Challenge and the 7-day cleanse. When you include exercise with it, oh my gosh, you will be amazed with the results. That's where you see physical changes on your appearance, improved strength, conditioning, core strengthening, and ability body composition change. So we are here talking about this physical changes in your body according to the fitness program. And imagine that when you start Prove It Challenge or somebody in your team starts Prove It Challenge, look, the introductory phase is actually that Prove It Challenge. When they just almost about to finish Prove It Challenge, they're getting into this results phase. You're encouraging them to do the measurements. You measure yourself if you take this challenge. And if you include fitness with this, amazing results. And we also know that the habit change needs to be locked. We want to make sure that it's the lifestyle. It's something what we do and that's who we are. We don't even have to sometimes give a second thought to it. You see this arrow going sideways. So this is our maintenance phase. Oh, I believe it's on the top from the main line. Maintenance phase, again, it depends on your goal. That's where you say, oh, I reached my goal. It might be 2 months. It might be 3 months, might be 6 months for some of us. You utilize knowledge acquired through your program. Results are easily maintained through 3 to 4 days of exercise a week. And you can just do a monthly check-in with your coach, with your team, or your trainer. A little bit of key here, you see 3 to 4 days a week. I often get asked how many days a week do I need to work out for weight loss? Ideally, if you do it right, 3 times a week is okay. If you like to have a magic 4, 5, 6, do that. But there is no need to hit the gym 7 days a week. It's hard to sustain and your body doesn't really need that much. All right. What else do we have? Okay. So I really decided to share with you, it's actually taken from our NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine Education. It describes really clear how our body progresses through fitness stages. So if you're just about to start fitness program for you, maybe you've never exercised before, don't please do jumping jacks and any kind of, we call them power movements. There's no need to start that hard. It's really, if you see phase number 5, where we want to start, and actually it's the stage I recommend for everyone, even if you're an avid fitness person, the stabilization endurance stage. I don't know if you follow me on social media, we did just recently just a free 5-day fitness challenge that I put out. And I start, the first day we started with one leg stand, which means you're just transferring weight on one leg, you pick up another one, even if it's a couple of inches, straight leg in front of you, and hold there. You'll be amazed how challenging it is for most of us. And if you close your eyes, most of us will want to fall down. So stabilizing your body is really, really important. And there are so many different types of exercises. You can even Google them. This is one of them, one leg stand. The second phase is strength endurance. You can start including weights here, maybe free weights, maybe weight machines. There are so many different types of equipment you can utilize for strength endurance, even your own body weight. The third stage, sometimes I get to ask this, okay, if I want to grow some muscle, bulk up a little bit, how do I start, where do I do it? Actually, this is about phase number 3, called hypertrophy, I believe it's hypertrophy. That's where you do it between when you already strengthen your muscles are ready for growing. So we can't jump over those stages and start growing the muscles. Your body is not yet conditioned for that, okay? And then maximum strength and power. Power is all those plyometric exercises that maybe sometimes you see on YouTube for high intensity jumping jacks and hops and all sorts of things. If your body is conditioned well enough, your muscles are strong, go ahead and do that, lifts your heart rate really well. But for losing weight, you not always have to do that. It's not necessary, okay? Okay, so we are jumping into the magic of weight loss. And Kristen, you can maybe just go one at a time. I know there's a lot of information on this slide right now. Yes, thank you very much. So if I ask you the question, what is the best way to lose weight? The answer is right here. You don't have to think about it. It's to raise your metabolism. Metabolism, think about it, it's like an engine in a truck. The bigger the truck is, or a car, the bigger the engine is. Therefore, the more fuel it burns. We want to turn our metabolism in that huge engine in a big truck that burns a lot of calories. This is our fuel. How do you do it? The answer is on the screen. 2 ways. By diet or nutrition, and by movement, exercise, okay? Nutrition, you see them on the box, it's the balanced combination of protein, of healthy fats, and carbohydrates. And that's why I love our Prove It challenge, and it fits so well with fitness, because that's the really foundation of what I'm just saying. It's got all the minerals and nutrients, it's got good protein amount. It's the best way to start your weight loss program and actually continue. I still use it. I'm on the 7-day cleanse right now, day number 2. Okay. So if to think about exercise, here's the key here. There are so many different ways we exercise trying to achieve our goal, but really the muscle, yes, 80% of our weight loss is actually diet. Okay, so we are talking here about 20% of our success. And 20% of this success is building endurance of your muscles. So muscle burns calories. Think about if 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories, key here is at rest. When you're working out, you're building the endurance over the time, it takes time. Let's say you build 10 pounds of muscle. 10 more, let me see, it's a little bit of, so you add 10 pounds of muscle, is basically 10 times more, it's 500 calories that you burn at rest. And if you multiply 7 days a week, that's 3,500 calories a week that your body burns at rest. Every time I say it, I'm visioning being on the sofa, eating popcorn, watching a movie. So hopefully I'm not eating those 3,500 calories, but it's at rest. But here's something else you might have not known. That's exactly the amount of calories our body needs to burn 1 pound of fat. Now think about if you stand on the treadmill and start walking, how long do you have to walk to burn 3,500 calories? And you're burning maybe some calories, but you are not burning fat in the places of your body that you want to burn. So walking on the treadmill for 30, 40, 50 minutes is great exercise. You may lose some weight a little bit for maybe first 4 weeks. Do you remember the adaptation stage, the first phase? But then the body is a creature of habit. It will say, I've done it for 4 weeks. There's nothing else new. I'm not going to lose any more weight. It's called hidden plateau. So there's certain ways that you exercise to keep losing weight, and we're going to talk about that. But here's really good information, folks. Write it down, remember that. Okay, so the key here, think about it, it's like a triangle, or sometimes I call it 3-legged stool. If you take one leg out, the stool falls. So for the weight loss, the right way, where we burn fat, 3 legs here, or 3 layers in a triangle, is nutrition is your number 1, 80% of your success. Okay. The second is strength training. It's building the endurance of your muscles. We will talk about that more. The third way is cardio. Okay. Cardio, here's another key in here, has 2 elements. Okay. The first element, probably most familiar to all of us, we open the gym, there are a lot of treadmills. We go walk on the treadmill, or we do a little bit of more intense on elliptical, on the bike. I call them warm-ups and cool-downs. So that's something you do before and after workout. Maybe you can do it as well in between the workout, but I recommend before and after. The second key is, you see them here, high intensity. And sometimes maybe some of you familiar, it's called the HIIT, high intensity interval training, where you also include cardio. The way this cardio is just for a few seconds, maybe 1 minute, where you do it so hard where your body is not able to sustain it for a long period of time, not even 3 minutes. where you're getting into, I call it huffing and puffing state. We're familiar to that. And why we are huffing and puffing? Because the body doesn't have enough time to consume oxygen. And the body is turning into anaerobic activity, where the body is stepping into burning the extra reserve. So those high intensity intervals, sometimes it's 30, 20 seconds. One example, like, well, here you go, I mentioned jumping jack. You can do jumping jacks for 6 minutes. Well, probably, but it will not be a good quality jumping jack after a while. So to have high good quality for short period of time where you're tapping into this high cardio, maybe zone 3, where you can't really talk anymore, maybe even close to zone 4, just for a few seconds, and then recover. Once you're done with this exercise, don't stand, keep walking. So high intensity cardio, warm up before, cool down after. Got that? All right. And the point number 4 here is challenges. Not to hit the plateau. Think about it as giving challenges to your body. So your body is constantly adjusting to something new. You can either include new exercise, new intensity, maybe longer, new variation of, let's say, time under tension. That would be if you hold weight for 20 seconds. Try it. You will be like, oh my gosh, this is 5 pounds and it feels like 20. Or you do half repetition. So instead of pulling weight all the way, stop halfway and do several repetitions of that. You will be amazed how much heavier that light weight is. So there are just so many different variations how you can challenge your body. And you know, I even sometimes go to YouTube and I find what can I do today that is different? What can I find to challenge? Okay, maybe something all of you have been waiting for. So what's the workout here? How does weight loss workout looks like? First of all, I always ask a question, how many times do you commit workout? This is really a key, because based on that, you will be able to know what you need to do in your workouts. For example, if I'm not sure, maybe I can hit one day, probably a full body workout, right? If you can hit 3 days, let's split it and I'll show you the sample. If you know you are an avid gym person, you will be there 6 days a week, there's a different way you can do it. Maybe you can do 3 days and then repeat 3 days with a different variation. So how many times a week you're committed, not wishing, you're committed to work out. Wishing is another thing. We're talking about the commitment here. Okay, so for the best results, as I mentioned, 3 days a week is great. And again, it depends what you do in this time when you work out. To get optimal results, sometimes you only need 20, 30 minutes, full out. You don't have to be even 60 minutes in the gym. And that's actually when it becomes really sustainable. 20, 30 minutes, more times a week, get this energy going every day. Now, I heard from Brendan Burchard, I still remember it, I will always remember this. He says, well, energy. Think about the power plant. It doesn't have energy. It generates energy. So for our energy to be there every day, generate it. And movement/exercise is one of the ways. And that's what burns our calories. And doing it the right way burns fat. Okay. So what to include in weight loss workouts? So how to do it the right way? Strength training with weights is a key here. You can use machines, we will talk about them. You can use free weights, that will be dumbbells, that will be kettlebells, and the body weight. I actually would like to stress a little more on the body weight. It's so underlooked weight, but it's free and it's always with you. Please use it. It's amazing when I see in the club so often the weightlifters, they look like they've got a lot of muscle, they look strong, but most of them, if you ask them, they admit they can't hold a plank, you know, this one, or straight arm on the floor for more than 15 seconds. Their own body weight. So that's why I'm focusing so much on endurance of your muscles. And you actually start by using your own body weight. Go on Google, you will find so many options of body weight exercises, just from simple lunges, squats, even plank. And again, in my 5-day challenge, I showed the chair. It's like you're pretending you're the chair. You semi-squat and lift your arms straight up. You will be amazed how difficult it is. It's your own body weight, and it also takes care of the core. The second aspect in your workouts, so let's say, okay, the second aspect is core. Core is really important. It helps our posture. We sit, we drive, we're under stress, our shoulders go forward, our neck, head goes forward. We start having issues with our low back, with our back muscles. Is just the posture is disappearing with age and stress. So working on the core helps our form to tighten up, body tighten up, shoulders open up, chest forward, helps prevent low back pain. And also it takes care of our belly fat, because a lot of core exercises will target your abs. Okay. And the third aspect of your workouts is cardio. Do you remember I mentioned? Start with a warm up. During your workouts, high intensity cardio, just for a few seconds. And at the end, cool down. Also, Kristen, I believe we will be showing the Quincy University sample workout. So in Quincy University, I will cover it. There's a slightly different but very similar protocol. So if you look at how to work out, so we want to cover all muscle groups in our week, or maybe in one workout, depending how many times you're working out. For weight loss, folks, this is the key here. Let's not think about how heavy can I lift, because my ego is connected. I do this every time. I know I can lift heavier weight. Heavier weight is for heavier weightlifters, for bodybuilding. When we want to lose weight, medium to light, more repetitions, which means how many times you repeat one exercise or one move. People ask me how many times. Maybe you start only with 6, depending again how your body is conditioned. If you've done 6, go 8. 8 is easy, go 10. 10 is easy, 12. I usually add 2 each time. All the way to 20 is okay. Believe me, that lightweight will be very heavy by your 20th rep. For weight loss, this is the key. Actually, let me mention real quick, if maybe some of us like building muscles, this is just something we want to do and we just can't lose extra weight that we still carry. What I would recommend, if you like your workouts, stick with them, do them anyway, and 2 to 3 days a week, use the weight loss workouts. So the weight loss workout, before we move to the next slide, so if you look at it, it would, let's see, one set would have 3 exercises. So think about sets. This is one set. First exercise would be for your strength training that we just covered. Second will be for core, for example, plank. And the third is your high intensity cardio. This would be about, let's say, 5 minutes. If you repeat this set one more time, it's your 10-minute workout. If you repeat it again, it will be 15-minute workout, okay? So just kind of giving you an idea how much time do I have in the gym. If you only have 15 minutes, hit it 3 times. You will be amazed how much better you feel, and you cover a great amount of muscles, okay? Okay. So the sample workout from, I really would like to use this as a first example because it's available on shackley.tv. If you go under, I can't remember the exact link in the menu, but it should be probably under weight loss, okay? And it's done by Queen's University. They even gave us some scientific research that when you do nutrition and you do weight training, you lose weight the right way, and you also preserve your muscle, and you also help your bone density. It's amazing that with exercise, the weight bearing exercise, you can help your muscle, you can help your bones. So if you go on shackley.tv, you will find those videos. I really like these two videos the most because they cover everything, and you can take it with you and literally walk through the machines in the gym and utilize this video for your training. So the video on the left by Dr. Wayne, he explains the overall program, how it's designed and what you're going to do. The full program on the right, I believe it's about 22-minute video. Please listen very carefully. She explains how to properly keep your form, what to watch for in the machine. You might be amazed at some of those things. You don't even realize they're on the machines. You've never seen them before, but they are there. How to keep your speed. Some of us, because we are so stressed and running so fast through our day, we do the same thing with the workouts. We are running through our repetitions. Don't do this. Focus on the muscles. It's your muscle control rather than momentum. She really explains it very well, what speed to keep, what to watch for. There are certain machines you really have to be careful how you utilize them. She explains it amazingly. So please go check it out, use it for your workouts. If nothing else, this will be an amazing 3 days a week workout for full body. And besides, you will learn the machines.
And two, we will post the links to the videos in the replay in the live stream in the Discover Shackley group. So if you can't find them, you'll find them in the comments there.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is also a great program to share with our cleansers and pro challengers, because I know we also want to get into the fitness, and there's always a question, how do I do it? Find it on Shackley TV, third party. It's not you, it's professionals who already created it. I send that video as well, and it saves me time and my nervous system that I recommend something that may not work for them. So it's a great program. Okay. Sample workout number 2. For example, I believe this would be based on 3 days. So let's say if you have 3 days. Day number 1, warm up. So if we do 3 days and we want to split muscle groups, we are splitting in the way that we cover upper body in the day number 1. Push exercises, we call them, like if you think about push-up, it works on the chest, and think about the opposite muscle, it's the tricep, the back of your arm. We want that really firm, right? So the second exercise will be core, and the third is cardio. And actually I would put here cool down if somebody wants to step on the treadmill or do more bike, okay? And if you want to ask me, okay, what kind of exercises do I do for chest and triceps? Maybe go on YouTube and find it in there. YouTube is my resource, okay? The same thing you can do with the machines. You can step in and find machines for chest and triceps. There will be plenty for the day, okay? And also machines for the core. Day number 2, again, we're splitting our muscle groups and we're working on the upper body. After you warm up, go to pull. So pull, thinking about the pull and muscles, it's our back, and the opposite is the biceps, the front of our arms, okay? Always core and always cardio. Day number 3, we haven't forgotten, it's our legs and shoulders, okay? Core and cardio. Have you noticed that core is everywhere? And it helps with our abdominal, and our midsection, yes. And cardio is everywhere. Yes, cooling down, warming up, and high intensity. Are you noticing the key here ingredient? And the strength training that I was talking about is our push, pull, legs, and shoulders. Medium weight, more repetitions. 2 sets or 3 sets. Okay. Whew, that was a lot, was it? And again, I mentioned 20% of your success is nutrition. And literally, I start so many of my customers on nutrition, or if they come for fitness, I still talk about nutrition. And I emphasize 80% is your food. So here's the sequence of importance, really a key. Quality of food. So use food trackers, for example, you probably have heard by FitnessPal, Lose It, or I still have some folks who are doing Excel spreadsheet. I think that's complicated nowadays, but there are so many apps. You can use a basic account and it will be free, where you can put what you ate. It will give you how much calories you consumed. It will even give you approximate amount of calories your body burns. Okay, and it will give you the breakdown into the proteins, fats, and carbs, how much you consume a day. You know what this creates is awareness of how much and what goes through your mouth. You might be amazed. You think you're eating not much, but then we're snacking in between. It adds up the calories. So quality of food is really important. Quantity of food, of course, how much you eat. So imagine if, speaking of quality, I always give an example, 1,400 calories of broccoli and French fries is different quality. It's the same quantity of calories, but different quality. But quantity is also important. So if you eat more than your body burns, it's just not working. So we want to be in so-called calorie deficit, which means your body is burning more than you're consuming. The more deficit you create, the more body fat body burns with the workouts, okay? I just mentioned that with the exercise. And why I love our Shaklee nutrition, besides all the science and the quality that we have, the Prove It Challenge itself is an amazing addition. It's not the substitute, it's an addition to our weight loss. So what happens when you take, yes, 7-day cleanse is amazing. That's actually how I start my folks with 7-day cleanse, just to jump up your weight loss, detox your body, so your body is really ready for tackling this new habit. The shakes, if you look in the label, shakes have very low calorie, which means we are having a great chance to stay in the deficit of calories a day. But also, when you look at the label, when you consume a serving of protein, the nutrition, the nutrients and minerals of that serving, as if you're eating a meal. So think about it. You're drinking a meal, so all the minerals and nutrients are there, but the calories are very short. So that's what we want, create that caloric deficit. Isn't it amazing? Besides, it becomes so affordable and easy. I also use a lot of meal bars.
That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right. Well, that brings us to the end, guys. I want to thank you all so much for sharing, or for stopping by. And Nadya, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I think everybody took a few good nuggets home. I know I definitely did. If you're catching this, I'd love to hear. You can post it in the group. What did you take away the most from this? I think my favorite one was the light to medium weight at more reps, which is critical. So thank you so much. If you want to know where to get the replays of our entire Leaner for Life sequence, you can get in touch with the person who invited you, and they will be happy to show you where to find them in their wellness center. And until then, keep going with your healthy habits that you have established over these last few weeks, especially if you're using the Prove It Challenge, and even if you're not. And you will see inch by inch, day by day, it's going to add up. Those little steps that you take are going to make a huge difference on your health in the long run. So thank you all so much for being here. And we will see you all next time we're here live in the Discover Shaklee group.
Thank you.